not modern-day commodities for kids to communicate. One stupid slip of judgment, and the selfie of Carly in her underwear had spread like wildfire around the school. But Heather would make it right. She hated confrontation, and usually choked under pressure, her voice melting into a quaking stutter when she had to face down a hostile encounter. But this was for her little girl. So Heather had made an appointment to talk to the principal after the open house. Moms would go to any length for their kids. A cool gust of wind sent the fall leaves scattering like a swirl of bright copper pennies across the ground. Heather ignored her chattering teeth and took a quick glance at her watch. 6 a.m. Her Range Rover was still the only car in the parking lot. But Heather wasn't worried about running alone. The park was an old friend, one that she had discovered during her sophomore year of high school when she first ran track. A sad smile played on her lips as she recalled the state record she set senior year for the 800-meter race, a crowning residual jewel she sometimes pulled out as a reminder of a time when she believed the world was brimming with endless possibilities, just waiting for her with a beckoning hand. Glory days, baby. Heather's feet found their pace as she started to run. She completed her first loop around the lake, the 1-mile mark of her 4-mile run, and pushed herself faster and harder for her second round. Running for Heather was like meditation. Her mind was usually clear of any worries or regrets when she ran, and the sound of her sneakers slapping against the pavement was a soothing white noise, a temporary respite from memories of her last date with her ex-husband, who announced over a plate of shared pasta puttanesca that he wanted a divorce. She discovered later that his new lady was at the restaurant waiting for him, watching the scene unfold from a seat at the bar. Heather felt the tears come, but she forced herself not to cry. She was fine. Just fine. The sun crested its way up to the top of the tree line, and Heather checked her watch again. 6:45. Time to head home for a quick shower and to make Carly lunch before she went to school. Heather slowed her pace to a fast walk and made her way back to the empty parking lot, where she spotted another vehicle cutting around the corner, breaking her solitude. As the car got closer, Heather could see that it was an older Model 10 Buick driven by a gray-haired woman, who gave Heather a quick, friendly wave with a mittened hand as she passed. The Buick stopped at the other end of the park by the duck pond, where Heather frequently saw a group of people from the senior center do Tai Chi. Heather did her usual routine and headed to the public restroom before she left the park. She always downed a large bottle of water before she ran, so the women's room was her final stop before her 20-minute car ride home. The door to the women's room creaked as she opened it. Heather hurried inside, grabbed a handful of brown paper towels from a dispenser near the sink so she wouldn't have to touch the icky bathroom door handle, and entered the stall closest to the door. Heather began to come up with her strategy on how she could steady her nerves during her meeting with Carly's principal, when the bathroom door opened. The rough squeak, squeak, squeak of its hinges sounding like a rusty nail being dragged across the floor. Plodding footsteps thumped past Heather, and then a stall door banged shut on the far side of the room. Heather flushed the toilet with the toe of her sneaker and approached the sink. She did a quick look in the mirror and saw the reflection of someone's feet planted underneath a stall. The wearer had on a set of black orthopedic shoes and tan pantyhose that poked out from the elastic bottom of a pair of gray sweatpants, the outfit likely belonging to the older lady in the Buick, Heather figured. Heather finished washing her hands and decided to slip a note in Carly's lunchbox before she left for work, letting her daughter know she loved her and that everything was going to be all right. Something along the lines of, "I know this all seems terrible now, but it will be okay. I promise."
"Oh, no!"
a woman's voice creaked. Heather turned to see a roll of toilet paper drop onto the floor from inside the occupied stall.